The aroma of sweet custard and warm spices often drifted from the Jedi Temple's lower kitchens, a comforting scent that cut through the usual hum of training and meditation. It was an unusual scent for a place of such solemn purpose, but it was universally beloved, a quiet signal that something truly special was being made. Not just any treat, but the Grand Master's famous special baked sweet story custard cakes. Imagine a young Padawan, perhaps a bit homesick after a long day of lightsaber drills, wandering into the kitchen, drawn by that irresistible smell. They'd find a scene quite unlike any other in the temple. Instead of hushed reverence or focused study, there would be a gentle murmur of voices, a shared warmth that seemed to infuse the very air. Jedi, from seasoned masters to the youngest initiates, might be gathered around a large, flour-dusted table, not just mixing batter, but sharing tales. This wasn't merely a recipe. It was, in its charming and understated way, a lesson, a philosophy baked into every golden brown crust. The story goes that for these particular custard cakes to rise just right, for their centers to be perfectly creamy, and for their flavors to truly sing, the bakers had to contribute something more than ingredients. They had to contribute stories. Stories of cooperation. It wasn't enough to simply follow the measurements. As the ingredients were carefully folded, as the custard was stirred over a gentle heat, those present were encouraged to recount instances where working together had brought success, where different skills had complemented one another, or where an unexpected moment of shared effort had illuminated a path forward. Perhaps a tale of two Jedi whose distinct force abilities, when combined, managed to save a stranded transport. Or a recounting of how a Padawan's fresh perspective helped a master see a solution to an ancient riddle. Even smaller, more intimate stories, how a shared moment of silence between comrades on a cold night forged an unbreakable bond. The Grand Master, in his profound wisdom, understood that the strength of the Jedi Order wasn't just in individual power or adherence to the code, but in the intricate web of connection that bound them all. He knew that the shared experience of collaboration, of relying on another, often went unremarked upon in the grand narratives of galactic peace. But in the quiet warmth of the temple kitchens, these moments were given their due. Picture the scene. A stern battle master, known for their rigorous discipline, might share an anecdote about needing to trust a junior knight's instincts during a tense negotiation. Or a normally reserved librarian Jedi would recount how a chance encounter and a shared passion for an obscure text led to a breakthrough in understanding an ancient prophecy. As these stories unfolded, often with gentle laughter, sometimes with thoughtful pauses, something truly magical happened. Not just the cakes rising beautifully, but connections forming, understandings deepening. The act of recounting a shared success, a moment of mutual reliance, served as a powerful reminder of their collective strength. This charming peculiarity of the Grand Master's recipe paints a wonderful picture of a truly wise leader. We often imagine Grand Masters as figures of immense power, profound meditation, and strategic genius, and they are, of course. But this detail reveals a warm, domestic side, a leader who understood that community isn't built solely in council chambers or on battlefields, but in the simple, everyday acts of sharing. It showed that wisdom could be found in the mundane, in the act of baking, in the simple joy of preparing food for others. It demonstrated that leadership wasn't just about issuing commands, but about fostering an environment where individuals felt seen, valued, and connected. The Grand Master wasn't just teaching them about cooperation, he was demonstrating it, creating a space where the very act of preparing sustenance reinforced the bonds that held them together. The story cakes became more than just a treat. They became a symbol. They were a reminder that even in a galaxy full of conflict and immense challenges, there was always room for warmth, for community, and for the quiet strength found in shared stories and collaborative efforts. They were a testament to the Grand Master's belief that true power lay not just in what one could do alone, but in what could be achieved, nurtured, and celebrated together. They made him, in the eyes of his fellow Jedi, not just a powerful leader, but a deeply beloved one. And so, the next time you find yourself sharing a meal, or perhaps even baking something for those you care about, Consider the quiet wisdom of the Grand Master and his story cakes. Think about the narratives that bind you to others, the moments of cooperation that have shaped your path. What stories would you share to make your own story cakes rise perfectly? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What simple acts of connection have you found to be the most profound? If you enjoyed this glimpse into the more personal side of Jedi wisdom, please consider subscribing for more thoughtful explorations. Until next time, may your days be filled with both wisdom and the warmth of shared stories.